Okay, it is 1:30 and the kids are just in their quiet time right now. So I'm going to spend the next hour or so doing some meal prep for the week. Things that are just going to propel us into the week. Nothing major. I'm not doing like a bunch of freezer cooking. I literally just took my menu for the week and I'm prepping things that will be helpful, things I can prep ahead. So I've never been a big like freezer meal prepper. I just look at my menu for the week and figure out what I can do to knock some things off my to-do list. So I'll take you along. I'm starting right now at 1:30. I am using a Farmhouse Foals English muffin recipe, and I'm going, or egg and cheese, you know, English muffin recipe. She just posted it on Instagram last weekend and I have had it on my mind ever since. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started prepping these, and then while these are in the oven, I'm gonna get started working on some lunch prep for the kids. So I'll take you along. Okay, so I just poured all the scrambled eggs into a greased sheet pan and I'm gonna put them in the oven. She said that they only take about 15 to 20 minutes. So while that is in the oven, I'm going to mix up the cornbread for the next thing that's going in when this comes out. Okay, so I have mixed up some cornbread. I just use Paula Deen's cornbread recipe, but I know Pioneer Woman has a great one. It depends on if you like sweet or not sweet cornbread. So I mixed up some cornbread, a double batch, and then I have these hot dogs here. My boys love corn dogs, but the problem is you really just can't control the ingredients and they're fried. So I make these little mini corn dog bites in a mini muffin tin. So I'm gonna cut each of these into 8 slices, put a little bit of corn mix in first, put a slice on top, and then these will go in a 400-degree oven for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes. I'll let you know when they're done because it's been a while since I've made these. I have a few left that I'm going to give to the dog because I decided to leave a few empty for my oldest daughter who refuses to eat hot dogs. Organic, turkey, beef, whatever. She won't eat any of them. So I left some blank just so she can have some corn muffins when the boys are eating these, and then she'll just have like a piece of rolled turkey meat in place of the corn dog. All right, it's 1:59, so these just came out. They look perfect. I loosened up the edges like she said to do. I'm waiting for the oven to come back up to temp for those to go in. And in the meantime, I'm going to start prepping all of our veggies for the week. I've got some bell peppers too. I just have to wash these real quick. Just washed all these. And then I'm also going to slice up some cheese and put them into airtight containers for cheese and crackers for the kids. And then I'm going to do their snack prep for tomorrow because they've already had their snacks for today. So I will get back with you in just a minute. Okay, so it is 2:12, and so that took just about 10 minutes, I guess 12 minutes. I've got all the veggies here prepped. The kids are out of quiet time now. They actually started it at 1, so they are working on their math right now. So it's gonna slow me down a little bit because the baby's gonna wake up any minute. So we've got the veggies, the bell peppers were a tight squeeze, the cheese. I still have to put their snack boards together. These just came out after 10 minutes. They are perfect. So that's great. I'm gonna let those cool down. I'm gonna slice this up, clear this off, and start working on assembling. Okay, I'm so thankful that these are the pull apart kind. I didn't know if I was gonna have to be slicing all of those by myself. So I've got this cheese and I just cut it in half because I don't wanna overwhelm the sandwich with cheese. I think I'm not gonna spread like any butter or anything, obviously, because I'm freezing it. And my kids generally don't like it, and these are for the kids anyway because John and I usually just do smoothies or avocado toast. So I'm gonna get to assembling these and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, it is 2:38, so it's just been about an hour. All these are done. I just have them cooling with these bags open. Now these bags, I don't love using plastic, you know, and just throwing it away. These things can totally be reused. It's just going in the freezer. So you know, once these are all out, you can just rinse it out, hang it up over your faucet and use it again. So things like banana bread, or if I do muffins next week, I think I might be doing whole wheat donuts, baked donuts next week for breakfasts. So these are reusable. I also have these are open. They're cooling down to go in the freezer. So one will be for this week, one will be for next week. Same here, there's 6 in each except there's 5 in this one. So this will be 2 breakfasts this week, 2 breakfasts next week, and then the week after that. So my older 2 will eat 1 each and my younger 2 will split 1, because neither one of my younger 2 are very big breakfast eaters, or they just want fruit. So I'll have half that with fruit. So this will be 3 weeks worth of muffins, 2 weeks worth of this. And that's the nice thing about doing this meal prep. So say I do make the whole wheat baked donuts next week. If I like triple the recipe, or last time I did this I showed you my whole wheat waffles. Those lasted like 3 weeks. So as you do some bulk cooking, just things that you would make anyway, it doesn't take that much time to double or triple a recipe, you kind of start stacking your freezer out so that you have a variety and don't have to do as much prep. So, so that'll be nice. So at some point, if there comes a week that I just don't want a meal prep, I should have a good stash of breakfasts with leftovers of this or leftover muffins and, you know, a good variation. So I also did their snack prep for tomorrow. This is something I do every night just to get it just makes our homeschool day flow better if I have their snacks pre-made. And now this I do assign just because of like the toddler, you know, would need things smaller, the smaller grapes, and then she doesn't really love cheese and crackers, so she has more crackers than cheese. But then say my 7-year-old son just wants the cheese. We've got some peanut butter they can dip their crackers or their apples in, and they'll just pull this out and put this in the fridge consistently throughout the day. They've never like blown it all in the morning and not had snacks in the afternoon. So, and they get good solid meals throughout the day anyway, so that just keeps things easier in school. Yeah, so the only thing I have left to do that I didn't get around to doing was I'm gonna make some Rice Krispie treats, but I need to go, they both have finished their math now, so I need to go help them with their reading. Making a double batch of Rice Krispie treats just to have on hand throughout the week, but also because I'm going to be bringing dinner to one of my friends tomorrow who just had a baby, so I'm going to be doubling dinner tonight and bringing her a portion to reheat tomorrow, but also going to bring them some Rice Krispies. So normally I wouldn't have that much extra to prep, but they're also a family, well, they're a family of 7 now with the baby, but a family of 6 eaters. So I do want to take a little bit of time today so that I'm not rushed and I can actually visit with them tomorrow. Okay, and then last but not least, these are the meatballs. I use a recipe that was for my mother-in-law's, her new husband had a restaurant for a long time. He, when he gave me the recipe for the first time, I made it and it was a large recipe because obviously it was for a restaurant. I didn't realize it. So one batch fed my family for 2 separate meals. So I actually doubled that recipe. So I have a batch for us, a batch for my friend and her family, and then a batch for the freezer. And then I might send this one over to my parents and my grandpa. But this way I can make all these today. We'll eat them tonight, and then I will put them in a oven dish, like an aluminum foil dish, and give this to my girlfriend with some sauce, of course, on top. And I'll just give her the box of pasta, and then they can make it at the appropriate time for their family. So that way, you know, when you bring a meal to somebody, sometimes it can be difficult because you want your family to eat, but then you also need to bring it to their family so they can eat. So this way I kind of take care of it a day ahead so I can actually go visit with her tomorrow. Okay, so to make the double batch of Rice Krispie treats, what I'm doing is I just separated the rice cereal into 2 containers, and then I'm just gonna melt all these together. We don't have a microwave. I know when I was growing up, my mom used to make these in the microwave, but I'm just gonna put them in a big stock pot with the butter chopped up, and then I'll just divide it in half as I'm pouring it into here. And then John's actually home right now, so he is going to help me stir, because otherwise this really wouldn't be possible unless you have a second person stirring so that one, you know, batch of marshmallows doesn't harden while you're doing the other. But this will be nice. We'll have these for snacks. I can cut them up into those small squares and they will fit in the kids' snack boxes that I showed you. Or, you know, they'll just have them for snacks throughout the week. Some days I don't use those snack boxes, probably 2 days a week, because we're having poetry tea time. Whoop, we're having like poetry tea time that day, or we have things like this in the house, or we're going to be going somewhere. So this will be helpful for, you know, grab and go snacks as well. My savior is here. She is my super, super, super helpful sous chef when we're doing meal prep. So she was like, can I help you with the Krispies? Yes, ma'am, you can.
It's my favorite thing.
Is it?
I love them. They're so yummy.
All right, everything is done and the last batch of meatballs are just finishing off in the oven, but I just wanted to show you, in case you are interested in doing this as a freezer meal, what's really simple is this is one of these sheet pans. So there's 35 meatballs in here in this foil container. I just dumped the sauce on top. And then I'll cover this with foil, stick it in the fridge. She can just heat it all up in here tomorrow. And it could also freeze just like that. Then you would just thaw it and bake it whenever you're ready to use it. And then for my friend, I'm just gonna give her these boxes of pasta so they can do it at the appropriate time. And then also, when I'm bringing a meal to somebody, I usually, instead of making a salad and putting it in a container, I usually just take the spring mix as is. And some of those veggies that I chopped up earlier, I will just chop them a little bit finer, and is that more finely? What's the phrase for that? And stick it on top so that she can just throw this container out when she's done instead of having anything to return. So I'm gonna stick some, or the plastic lid that came with that, some foil on here, and we're done with all of that. So I hope that was helpful. You want a meatball? I think they're a little warm. They're a little warm. It's too hot? Okay. Blow on it? Okay. There you go. You're welcome. So I hope that that was helpful. If you guys like, these are fun videos to film and also motivating because sometimes I just really don't want to meal prep, and so filming it makes it a little bit more enjoyable for me. So again, I know you guys liked this last time. If you want to see more of these videos with different ideas, give it a thumbs up. I promise I won't keep repeating the same meals every time I show if you want me to continue to show it. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite breakfast meal prep is, because I think breakfast is the one that most of us struggle with more than anything. So let me know in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to getting some ideas from you guys, and I will see you very soon.